What an unexpected thrill.
This is going to be a live guide, so there's going to be a lot of questions, of course. I'm going to try to answer as many as I can, but I'm also going to try to keep this a little short. So Frieza is probably one of the most unique characters, like, to be honest, in the entire game. Just for the simple fact that he has a ton of tools. Not all of them are amazing tools, but just the fact that he has these options to be applied in each scenario and things like that, they all serve a purpose in one way or another. What majority of the purposes are covering space though. So like even if you see like all his different his different eye lasers, they're all the same move. They're just shooting in different angles, so you're covering different spaces. Like, you know, this is covering the mid-range, you know what I'm saying? This is covering horizontal. You jump, down key blast, 2-2-S, another key blast. This is an orb, standing orb is horizontal. So he covers, this is another projectile, that he covers space with projectiles. So that's pretty much what he wants to do. He wants to annoy you. He wants to force you to take a block and assist. Then he goes in for mix, he throws disc, and he stays plus. So that's generally like a really general idea of how he wants to play the game. The other like big strong things about the character is that he's actually surprisingly deep in terms of combos, confirms, the way he maneuvers the screen. Oh, I forgot about jump S. He also has jump S, and obviously his stand key blast is one of the best in the game. It's one of the fastest key blasts in the game. And it also pierces. And by pierces,
what an unexpected
I mean
thrill.
that you see how the point character blocked it, but then Janemba got shot. That means it pierces through the point character. And just to show you an example, SSJ. See, I got smoked by the assist because I shot a key blast, so it doesn't pierce. So that just adds another control to Frieza, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I think he was ridiculous. When I first saw that, I was like, wow, this character is actually kind of nuts. I just have to get really good with him. The piercing projectile is ridiculous. This is nuts. It's one of my favorite moves to do with the character. That 5H and 5S are the go-tos, and also 1S. I think 1S is insane. So yeah. So that's pretty much kind of like what the character wants to do. Now, also plus about the character is that he has a 2L. That's big in this game because characters don't have quick lows. He also has Golden Frieza, which we just started to really apply and push this. And the reason why is because it got changed 3 times. So they changed Golden Frieza 3 times, which is one of the biggest reasons why it took me so long to make this, or even to try to start doing a tutorial. I actually have a bunch of notes written down. I'm like going through them right now, and most of it is like irrelevant now because it doesn't work anymore, or there's no reason to do it. So then they brought it to this form, and now we're kind of advancing it slowly, but we've been pushing it more and more. Zhao has found like solo TODs, but now Golden is actually an actual threat, for the simple fact that you use Golden and you can explode a character like without sparking. You can legit explode the character.
Wait a minute. Ooh, punish that, yeah, baby. Ooh, ooh, ah, ooh, 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 ah, ah.
Big damage on the board here. Is he going to be able to get this kill? Oh, he gets
he got it. He got it.
Excuse me?
He got it,
you
baby.
Big-brained, intelligent. Wow, okay.
You do that, and that explodes a character. Whereas if I were to get this 2M with a lot of characters, people do, you know, they'll go into their spark loop, and they're like, wow, I need to kill this character, and then they'll kill the character. But they spending spark to do, you know, their spark combo. Same thing for Frieza. Frieza still is available to him is a spark as well. Like he has spark combos that kill. So you can do all of this too with this character. And you kill the character. So he can still do that. But the cool thing is, wow, I have 3 meters. I'm gonna do golden, and then I'm gonna still kill this character. It's like a little worse sparking because the combo is a little difficult. You also have to like be able to combo into your assist. Your assist has to be available so you can get the actual kill. But worst comes to worst, you can still do 7K, 8K for getting hit for a 2M, which is huge. And that's solo. Like you're pushing 7 to 8K solo anywhere on the screen with Frieza, and you're building the meter that you use back as well. So you can just do 6K, get a slide knockdown, control the screen, have both your assists back, and then you're like, wow, he didn't drop that combo because he went for an easy combo, hit me for still 5,000 to 6,000 damage, and still has control of the screen, and I'm in the corner now. So it's not terrible. The move itself is definitely a gamble because Frieza, after 24 seconds, I think it is, he turns back to regular form. But it sucks.
You must really
the regular
like
form,
me.
you get smoked. Yeah. Can you pizza into beam for key charge like Gogeta assist? Yeah, you can. But it's a little different. The timing for this one is a little stricter. But the Gogeta is a little more free. But I just want to let this run out real quick and show you guys. And the worst part about it is that it can run out even while you're attacking. So I'm going to try to keep staying in block zone. You see? So I could have been pushing a button and then I get smoked. When you're solo, you need 5 meters to start it. Because you build 1 meter during these 3 reps. You can just take the lasers. It's 8K. And that's really, really good. Like we were just saying about like spending meter, and you're just like, wow. Like if you have that meter with no sparking anywhere on the screen, I'm gonna get 8,000 damage. It's kind of ham. So that's something super big. It does scale. Yeah, it's the base damage, like raw, the OTG super is 3936, and the scale super is 1920. So it's pretty big. So yeah, you don't want moves to be that way. That being said, I think Frieza has contender for the best 2M in the game. If not, has the best 2M in the game, frame data wise. 10 frame startup to -2 on block. That's one of the best things about the character. You see right there, I'm -2. What that means is like you can end your string there and backdash. And the thing is, once you put that into the heads of your opponent, where you do this and then start your string again, like it's hard for them to challenge there. Like I can mash jab, and if they don't realize that I'm gonna reset there, it's hard to challenge and to break the reset. And what I mean by reset is like, let's say I use both my assists, and I want to. Oh, let me put them back to normal. If you use both your assists in a combo or a block string, you see how I reset? Now the assists come back. Let me show you normally. Even if I'm staggering, the assists are not coming back until after the block stun has a gap. So people, this is why people use, like, let's say we use beam assist. You see beam assist wasn't coming back. You have to wait a little bit and then give it a gap. So let me show you again. Wow, I'm doing this. See, now there was a gap after the this. Now the assist comes back. So it's 2M having being -2 is really, really strong. What else is OD? 5H. 5H is nonsense. It's just as fast as his 5M, which is why you guys see me counter poke with it in this spacing. Sometimes characters would do like a 2M, or you know, they do 2M or 5M. 5M is kind of risky, but I know Hit does 5M, Bardock can do 5M, Adult Gohan does 5M, GT Goku does 5M in that range. Like, it's far. So you have those lunging 5Ms. Those are like advancing normals, are really, really great when they're fast enough. Like like this is 13 frames from that max distance, but Frieza's is still like ugly 13 even point blank, which is the problem. Which is what I'm trying to say. This is 10 frames point blank. Frieza's is ugly. So his 5H can count like everybody else's 5M, which is really strong. Also, it's a smash. It's his smash, meaning that he gets full combo when it hits. And the best part about that is that even if it whiffs, they become projectiles that you can't super dash through, and multi-hit. And the reason why the multi-hit matters is that if it was just one rock, then things like this wouldn't happen. Where let's do it like this. Back there. Oops. Oh my god. So let's say people do, for example, backdash, dash, jump, call, assist, block, which is standard versus game stuff. I do 5H. The 5H, since it's multi hits and they spread up a tiny bit. The more they go across the screen, they spread up. They go upwards. So you see the rocks, they go higher and higher. So you see how high it is right now from full screen. When you're closer, it's not gonna be that high, and when you're closest as possible, it's still not that high. So they kind of like branch out and spread as they go across the screen, and that's really good because if they have certain assists, the assists get hit. Sometimes even if I replay that same clip that I did and I pressed assist earlier, I timed the anti-air perfectly. You saw that? So now if I do that same scenario with GT assist, right? You won't hit GT because Frieza's tall, right? You see what I'm saying? Like you won't hit GT. But you might hit GT now if I do it early enough, because the rocks will hit Frieza in the air, and then still the low ones will hit Goku. See, like that. So that's just zoning. So in general, like I'm zoning like this. I'm trying to time it, but it's a little hard. Like if I get the read on them, I can do stuff like that. So it's just like zoning 101 type of shit, and just counter calling in general. So even also the fact that this also pierces. This is kind of hard to show, but I think that's better. This also pierces. The eye lasers pierce just like the ki blast, and that's huge. It was way bigger and way more important when Vegeta first announced, because people used to jump forward, call Vegeta assist, and that's when not Vegeta got announced, when Vegeta was a more popular assist. People would just jump, call Vegeta, and I used to just be like, that's crazy, 1S. And then I just hit the point character, make them block, hit or make them block, and then also hit the Vegeta assist. And so that was a way of counter calling the Vegeta assist. But that's long set stuff. That like in scenario where it's like player versus player to try to counterplay that isn't something that's gonna be practical in a best of 2, best of 3. But yeah, you can stand block it. But it still doesn't matter, because after rocks, you get Seismo, and Seismo will cover the assist. Or, you should never try to, like, rocks like this without having an assist to cover you. Also, after you, like, basically force your opponent to respect that the air is not good for them to be, like, you're keeping them out of the air, you're doing assists to get them out of the air, that's when you throw your rocks. You're like, all right, they should block here. Throw your rocks. Or if they block something out of the air from full screen like this, you can cancel that into rocks, because they can't super dash and punish you for the rocks. Oops. Because the rocks will cover. They have to fall for blocking the laser. So they're falling for blocking the laser, and you're canceling the laser into rocks. So that's why you see me throw. I won't get the cancel. This is a buffer. I do this a lot with Frieza. If you guys watch my matches, you've guys seen me do that tons of times. Where you see them get hit by rocks and they get tossed across the screen. It looks like they're about to hit the floor. And instead of hitting the floor, they like... Let me see if I can try to you see that happen, but it's a little more drastic, kind of like that, where it looks like they're about to hit the ground but they never make it. So that kind of stuff is like how you want to play the character. That's pretty much the strength of 5H. 5H explains exactly how you want to play the character. You want to zone them, you want to force them into the air so that you can advance and be plus. Because when they block a Seismo in the air, it's more frame advantage. See, is -5. He's -5 right there. But if I jump it, he's +1. So like that lets you advance. Like you can micro dash. You can micro dash 5H, shit like that. Even if I'm a little higher, it's even more. It's even scarier because you're still plus from that high. And that's even worse when you advance there, call an assist, do what you want to do. And you just turned off their assist.
If you wish
might
to
have
join me,
counter called with that
simply say
Seismo.
so.
So that's kind of how you want to mess around with the character. Let me try to answer some questions. What are your thoughts on Jump 5S? So I've been finding use for it with there's a lot of scenarios. I know you've seen where people like round start. We both have aggressive starts and we try to air to air each other, or one person like jump back and then tries to air to air. It's actually a great air to air. It's 15 frame startup. That is slow, obviously, compared to like a freaking jab. It's 6 frames slower. But the thing is, if I choose a defensive route, look how much ground I'm covering for 15 frames. But the 15 frames is blow. And you can stay there. So like I've been playing even with Faulty. I've been like playing around here, and then we both like jump at each other, and I've been stuffing
If you
him.
wish to join me,
Like trying to advance with a button.
so.
It can stop your momentum. You can fake. You can super jump, stop, call assist. So it has its uses. Another move that does kind of the same thing is 2S. Like sometimes I jump over them and I buy time with the assist because I don't want to be on the floor. Let's say if they called like their own beam, I jump over it and then I stall in the air with this. So I don't have to take the beam or block the beam.